just very interesting this morning. I kind of like, one of the things that makes me laugh, the media is pretty funny. Like in the television radio business where I grew up, that's where I grew up. If somebody else in your business broke a story, you'd still pursue it. You would acknowledge, we got beat, let's go catch up. The newspaper industry is different. The newspaper industry, somebody beat us, let's ignore it. That happens all the time. In all the cities I've lived in, there's been competing newspapers. If one breaks a story, the other either ignores it or downplays it. It doesn't work that way in radio and TV. If you get beat, you just try to catch up. And you acknowledge they broke it, we're after it.
True.
And this weekend, there was a story out there, Pro Football Weekly started it, that Jim Harbaugh was almost traded to the Cleveland Browns. And a lot of different people like, doesn't exist.
Yep.
Well, I don't cover the NFL as a reporter.
Like a misnomer. Yeah.
Even I was told at the Super Bowl by 2 sources, there's real friction there. I mean, and I'm not a beat reporter. I'm not traveling week to week, games, executives. Even I was told at the Super Bowl by 2 sources, one I absolutely trust. One deeply rooted in the NFC that said, oh yeah, Niners organization and Harbaugh, there's real friction. Harbaugh wants to be paid more. Harbaugh, why do you think his name was floated out for the Texas job? Don't kid yourself, folks. Harbaugh's name gets floated out because Harbaugh's agent wants his name floated out. That's the way the game works. I can tell you this, USC even made a call to Jim Harbaugh. Harbaugh made it known to his agents he would listen. Because he's not completely, absolutely, I don't care what he denies. That's how the game works. You want the game behind the game, that's how it works. You tell your agent, float my name out. Because then you can always say, I didn't know about it, I didn't say anything, I didn't interview, I didn't get on a plane. Your agent talks for you. Harbaugh, let it be known, you can talk to people for me. There's friction, and the Niners let it be known, yeah, we'd move them if you gave us 8 first-round picks. So I kind of watched the media react to the story. There was something behind it. How far it went, I don't know. But Jim Harbaugh wears people out. He wore them out at Stanford, and he's wearing them out in San Francisco. Now, they say the same thing about Jim Mora at UCLA. He's great for about 4 years, he wears people out. Now, more of you know Harbaugh because of the NFL than Jim Mora, who was let go in the NFL a couple times. But some coaches, a lot of great ones, do wear people out. Bill Parcells, many people would say, could only last somewhere so long. Jimmy Johnson only lasts so long. I don't think it's a negative. I think really great people often burn very brightly, and they're comets, and they burn out. It's not a criticism. Jim Harbaugh's great. Not everybody is a type B. Not everybody can soothe things over. Some of the great writers, comics, authors, coaches are just bizarrely passionate. But Chris Mortensen said he was told, yeah, there was something going on between Harbaugh, the Browns, ownership, picks, discussed.
If you were thinking outside the box, you would know that there's a strained relationship between Harbaugh and the 49ers, and that they're having trouble reaching a contract extension. Let's test the waters on this one. Let's kick it around. I mean, all I can tell you, the Browns came a lot closer than they thought once they kicked it around.
The Browns owner acknowledged, oh yeah, we talked. Mike Florio broke the story, Pro Football Talk.
The Browns and the 49ers had a deal in place that would have sent Jim Harbaugh to Cleveland as the head coach for multiple draft picks. I don't know whether or not cash would have been involved like it was 12 years ago when John Gruden went from the Raiders to the Buccaneers. The agreement was in place between the teams. Harbaugh ultimately backed out of it.
Now, I don't know that to be true, but I'm telling you, I was told at the Super Bowl by 2 people there was friction. And I also know how the game works. One of the things we've been pretty good at on our show is breaking stories about college football coaches getting jobs. I didn't buy into the Nick Saban Texas job. Why? Because I had an agent tell me he's just working Bama. I didn't buy into a lot of different jobs. I didn't buy into Harbaugh, Texas. Why? Because I was told it was just part of a PR, I'm available, treat me better, I'll get more money in San Francisco thing. But in newspapers, if you have a story, it's sole custody of story. You own it. In TV and radio, other media, we have joint custody. So I think it's funny, when this story broke, there was a lot of, doesn't exist, outrageous. If I heard about it, it was a story. More Mike Florio, ProFootballTalk.com.
There were reports that Trent Baalke, the GM of the 49ers, and Jim Harbaugh don't see eye to eye. I can't help but wonder whether this near trade was partially a gesture by the 49ers of, hey, Jim, if you got a problem being here, we'll trade you somewhere else, we'll let you be coached somewhere else. And ultimately, he decided not to leave.
Now, that's what I hear. Bill Parcells, by the way, who didn't know us get along. Remember what he said in New England? If you're going to have me make dinner, I should be able to shop for some of the groceries. Parcells left a lot of jobs because he didn't know us get along with the man on top. He told us earlier about the importance of a good relationship between coach and his boss.
It's just like any other industry in some respects. You don't have to exactly be in love with the guy that's your boss or who you're talking to, as long as you guys can coexist, work together, and you have the vision is philosophically compatible. That's the key thing.
Hey, Phil Jackson didn't know us see eye to eye with his bosses. You just want to have respect. You just want to have respect. You want to have an open door of communication. You don't have to agree on everything. Bill Polian didn't always agree with Tony Dungy. It's just not the way it works. Now, Pete Carroll and John Snyder have real symmetry. But I don't think Harbaugh and Trent Baalke have that level of communication. And I've been told Harbaugh's tough to get along with. He's intense. I mean, even when you watch him at press conferences, wouldn't you admit he's a little odd? He's a little kooky.
Go! He just fumbled. I formation! I formation! We have got to get the three technique block. I'm not angry. I'm not yelling. Nobody's tackling anybody. We got absolutely.
I don't think this is such a good idea. Come on in.
We can't secure the quarterback center exchange.
You're doing a great job, Coach.
Well, they're coming along better than I anticipated. Very pleased.
If you want to wear shorts, go work for Google and be a tech whiz. I mean, then it doesn't matter. But, I mean, how many of those on the planet are there? The rest of us don't have that. You go to New York Yankee games, and there's number twos everywhere. That sounded weird. Number twos. They're just a bunch of kids wearing the number two. You get more than 3 men together, and dumb happens. Like, I will never go on a trip with more than 2 other men. The minute you add a 4th guy, the IQ drops precipitously. Playing some Eminem in, I get all fired up. That's what I work out to. Hey, you don't get these pythons from 97.4 Hitmaker. You get it from the streets, baby! You don't get this from Bieber. You get these from the streets. That's how I roll. No woman's life has ever ended with this sentence. Hey, watch me do this. That kills like tens of thousands of guys annually. I mean, think of stitches. Outside of like a C-section, women don't get stitches. They were invented for men. Like groups of men find ways to die. All right, we'll pour lighter fluid all over this. I mean, I don't know why, but the Kardashians make $200 million a year on those shows. I don't know why. I can't figure it out. So I know my strong opinions elicit hate mail. I'm comfortable with that.
Monday morning.